Hi and welcome back if you've been here before. I felt like jumping on and doing a reading. I'm using the Fairy Tarot deck. There are times when certain energies just want to come through, and I feel like fairy magical energy is something that we should tap into today. Also, excuse the noise, there's lots of distractions today. I keep wanting to get to this reading, but then there being noise or things happening. But I'm reminded of a TikTok video that I saw yesterday, and prior to that I'd seen someone else do a similar one, speaking about this unnatural feeling of being exhausted. And the specific one that I saw yesterday was this lady saying that it feels like it's the end of the year. That feeling that you have at the end of the year when you just want to go on holiday, like it's been a long year, you're tired. And we are actually at the end of the zodiac new year. So not the calendar new year, but the astrological new year. Pisces is the last sign in the zodiac. So technically, astrologically, we will be moving into the new year. So I was asking my guides, what is this exhaustion energy? And I don't know if I'm feeling too tired to be able to channel just getting the messages. So I thought, let me just pull some cards, right? Let's see what the cards have for us today. We have the Seven of Summer, which is the Seven of Cups. Okay, before I read the cards, so what I'm getting is that Pisces is a very dreamy energy, and because we are always go go go, and we always have a lot of things that we need to do in the day. You need to get up, get yourself ready for work, get the kids ready, get them to school, get to work. You're always needing to answer calls and emails, and the next task and the next task and the next task. And with Pisces energy, there's a lot of guidance that we miss out on when we are not able to rest. So firstly, dreams might be intense, and we might be processing things in our dreams that we don't need to process in our waking lives and experiences. And sometimes there would be just too many things for us to process, karmic things to deal with, and clear, transmute, if we had to do it all in our physical reality, in our experiences. So some happens in our sleep, in our dream state, and you may not remember it. If you do remember your dreams, then there's a message there. But also when you're meditating or just doing practices where your mind is quiet, and you're doing something but you're not thinking, worrying, stressing, planning, strategizing, the mind is open and the information can come in, sort of like what I'm doing now, because I was trying to get the answer to this and this wasn't coming, but now on camera it is. So like if you're working in your garden, or doing something where you don't have to think too much about what you're doing, even driving, driving becomes a passive process almost. And a lot of ideas can come through to you, or your mind will wander to a specific thing or a specific person for a reason, because that's how energy works. When you're on the same frequency as something, just like a radio station, you tune in, and it's a passive subconscious process. When you're on that frequency, you can tap into the energy on that wavelength, right? So doing things that where your mind is still. Now we're not meant to, at this moment, overthink or think too much. And if you do, you might actually start feeling depressed, angry, a little crazy if you're overthinking things too much. So there's something about the higher mind and something needing to come through into filter into your mind, your conscious mind, and not that it needs to be figured out here. The information needs to come. So the Seven of Cups can be an energy of dreaming, and I feel like this is also Pisces energy. It's intuitive, so there might be a lot of things happening around your third eye as well. So within your mind there are probably energetic changes or physiological changes that are happening there, and yeah, I'm not going to go into the physiological processes there, but this card specifically, what is it called, a kaleidoscope? So he's got a prism there, right? And so the light is refracting into all the different colors, and it's the same colors we have in our chakra system. So when all our chakra systems are activated and working optimally, then our light shines brighter. This is energetic, physically, spiritually. It's all of those things, right? So the different energy centers represent different aspects of us. And some of us are super confident. Our solar plexus energy is activated and working well, but maybe our heart is closed. And so as we do the work and we clear through our chakras and different blockages we have in our psyche, in our self-esteem, whatever it is, our light shines brighter. So you're a better person because you're maybe not so afraid anymore, but you're also not overconfident. You're loving and kind, but you're not a pushover. The more we tweak and balance out our energy centers, the better we become, the higher version of ourselves. So that wanted to come through. There is something about a rainbow and our energy centers, our chakras. The Seven of Cups is also like in the traditional Rider-Waite. Let me get it. In the traditional Rider-Waite, there's different cups with different things in it. And it's like there's a snake in that one. You can't really tell what's in that one. There's a dragon here. There's a wreath there. There's some jewels there. It's about figuring out which of these things you love, you're passionate about, would be fulfilling. But it's all up in the clouds, so it's like up here, thinking about what brings value to you, what is meaningful to you, what do you love, what do you care about, what's good for you, what's not good for you. That's the traditional meaning of the card, right? But in this card we have this guy with his prism shining, the light shining through it and refracting. The card also says no more procrastinating. Your power comes from making a decision. Confusion that arises from overanalyzing the options. If there are really complex choices that you need to be making, and there are many options, or you can't see any of the options, but surely there should be many options. We live in an infinite universe. Just because we can't see the solutions and the options doesn't mean they don't exist, right? You probably have become stuck or unable to solve it because you're trying to solve it from your logical mind. And some things need to be solved from there, and it's not an emotional choice, but some things need to be decided from higher consciousness. Where is this? In this deck, the Seven of Cups is about the pros and cons to any decision, And you might be in a situation that is demanding that you make a choice and that you can't procrastinate anymore. It's no longer an option and an action needs to be taken. You could make a list of the pros and cons and evaluate it that way. But daydreaming can be a lovely way to get insight into a challenging situation, or it can be a way to avoid taking action. Try and decipher if you are daydreaming or thinking about the best possible outcome, the best possible solution, what you would prefer. Are you continuously doing that and not doing anything about it? Or do you need to do that just to become clear on what resonates with your heart and your soul? Make sure that your imaginings serve a productive and positive purpose. Make a plan to put your dreams into action one step at a time. A fairy allows sunlight to shine through a prism onto a bed of white roses. The roses indicate that his intentions are pure, but the prism shows that there are many possibilities. This could be wishful thinking, needing to regain focus, overanalyzing too many choices, or receiving guidance to detox. So you might need to silence the noise, everybody else's opinion, everything you've ever heard, and quiet the mind so you can receive the guidance. Or if you already know what it is, then you need to not get overwhelmed by how sometimes the things that we want the most can scare us the most, right? So then you just don't do it. And maybe taking small steps towards it will take the fear out of it. You also have the wheel, which is a number 10. There's a completion that's happening here. Delays are over, sudden or unexpected good luck, a new car or travel. Somebody might be getting a new car or traveling. Or that might be what you've been dreaming about or, hoping and wishing for. 6 of Winter, positive changes are on their way. I feel like you might be pleasantly surprised at how this wheel of fortune suddenly starts turning and things just start working out. That you can finally move forward. Once you become clear in your mind, but not logically. Your heart and your higher mind harmoniously deciding, yes, this is what I want. Sometimes when that happens, it's like something clicks into place and then things will unfold for you to go in that direction. But as long as your heart and your mind are in direct conflict and your mind is saying, nope, we can't do that. What if this goes wrong? So-and-so said that. This is against what I believe. Trusting your heart will get you hurt, blah, 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 whatever it is. Then your mind almost manifests reasons for this thing not to work. But once your heart and mind are in sync, then the universe will conspire to help you. But then you need to trust it, believe it, and follow through. We have the 4 of Cups at the bottom, 4 of Summer. Being distracted and failing to see a magical opportunity, taking someone or something for granted, discontent with life. There's a fairy here, an adult, and there's a child here trying to get their attention. So either your inner child is asking you to be more playful, to pay attention to where you are and the magic and beauty in everything and anything around you, or this can be your children or another child around you that you keep thinking about all the bills and your deadlines and, adult stuff. And maybe just taking the time and being present with your inner child, doing something that your inner child would like, or your children, will clear up any negative energy, negative emotions, distract your mind from negative things. Not your responsibilities, but the negative emotions and feelings around it. When we feel that magic again, maybe once you go back to the things that you were stuck on, you'll feel better and be able to tackle them, or you'll have suddenly had epiphanies or become clearer on what it is that you need to do. So if you're feeling sleepy and tired, you might need, take a nap or meditation and see if when you wake up from that you aren't clearer on what needs to be done, or at least calmer, so that you can just take the next step and the next step and the next step. Instead of just trying to keep going and you just feel worse and you become more tired and you're more confused and you're more stressed. And the last card I'm going to pull is the 10 of Cups, 10 of Summer. There's two people in a boat here. An emotionally fulfilling life with family or friends, raising children wisely, people you can trust. I feel like we can get so caught up on chasing the dream that you forget that so much of what you are experiencing presently is what you dreamed about or what you manifested or created, and that we can't continuously live in the future or in the past by not being present. Take the time out to connect with family and loved ones. Children is a big highlight here. Raising children wisely. Our lives are needing to slow down or change in such a way that we are more emotionally available and present, and even physically present with our children and our own inner child. That not everything is about responsibilities and adult things. And being around people that you can trust so your inner child can feel safe. When your inner child is safe, you can tap into creativity and that energy of a child where you can explore, be adventurous, try new things, have a beginner's mindset, which came through in yesterday's reading, I think. There is so much that we can learn from children. We don't have to be immature, but we can have a childlike sense of wonder and enthusiasm and curiosity, instead of getting stuck in what we think we know, what we think we should do, and then wonder why we can't see the way out or things aren't changing. Maybe it is changing, but you can't see it because you're too busy looking ahead or to the past. And that's the reading. I think I'm going to end it there, but let's pull one card from an oracle deck. When we are in that, I think it's the theta state, the meditative state, or that period between waking up and being fully awake, or even feeling sleepy like this. If we switch our minds off, you'd be surprised at what a magical state of being that is, to create, to feel, to get epiphanies. We have two yellow cards. This is a number 1 card, consciousness, optimism, and then a number 2 card, focus. My camera is not focusing. I played around with the camera settings. Present power. And what I'm getting from this card is not what I typically get, but being optimistic and being present is going to be extremely powerful right now. Manifesting the solution, the opportunity, the things you want is not going to come from, it can. It's usually a combination of things, but tap into feeling powerful and optimistic and happy and being present in the moment, so that if the door closes, you're aware of it and you're aware that, okay, that option is closed, there's another door, that's where I should be going through, or I see what's happening there, this is where I need to be for now, and as soon as that is done, then that's the direction that I go into. There is some significance in where you are right now, and tapping into your power and finding your optimism. because there's no point in the opportunity or the direction being shown to you and then you don't feel courageous enough to go, so you say, okay, no, I'm not going to do that now, maybe next time. Or you go through the door, you take the action, but you don't feel very optimistic that it's going to work out, and so in some way we self-sabotage it. That is the reading. Get some rest, meditate, be present, play, enjoy your children, or let your inner child have a chance to relax, play, have fun, be messy, be spontaneous, do something different. You don't have to be irresponsible and do that all the time, but sometimes we need that so that we can regain focus, become clear, and just feel happier, because life isn't always about where you're going and the next thing, but a lot of it is about enjoying where you are right now and what you have. I hope this was helpful, and that you'll join me again in another video.